Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joy of Stampin' with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon and it is our Fun Fold Friday. Today I'll be featuring a soon-to-be retiring stamp set called the Prize Peony. Go ahead and hold my flip and we'll get started. Alright, hope you guys can see everything okay. It's not too crazy. Let me show you the card and the stamps that we're using, and of course remind you to go ahead and comment on the live or comment after before midnight, and you might win the card that we are making in today's video. All right, so let me tell you about this stamp set a little bit and these dies that are just amazing and are on sale for the last chance sale because they are retiring by May 2nd. It will be the last day or while supplies last that you could actually get these items from Stampin' UP and from my online store. So this comes with a bundle style or not. I didn't do the bundle style. I just barely bought this as soon as the last chance list came out because it was on my wish list for so long and I didn't want it to go before I could get it. So I quickly ordered this one and I love it. It has these great images here and it also has like the little leaves and this little extra detail there, which is just really fun. Has these great sayings, and it was perfect for the occasion I have coming up. I made this card with the intent of my friend that passed away last week while running the LA Marathon. She finished it and everything, but she had some difficulties afterwards and passed away, and her funeral's tomorrow. So this was made for her. She was the sweetest friend ever, and loved my Flower Fridays that I share on social media. So this card was made for her in mind. This one really did intimidate me when I first saw it though, and that's why I was hesitant to order it for so long, because all of those pieces, you see all those amazing layers. It's not as scary as you think, and I'll show you and give you some tips of how to make beautiful flowers every time. All right, let me go ahead and get started. First, I do want to show you the dies. So for this one, you'll have at least 4 dies you'll need to cut out your DSP or your cardstock with. I use the Blushing Bride cardstock for this card today, and I cut those all out already. When you cut them out with your die cutting machine, they will then have this really cool little opening in each one. And the secret to making this card, or this flower and the card too, is that you want to have it from the smallest to the largest is how we layer these together. So we're going to start with the smallest one, and you'll see these little slits here. These are openings where we'll slide the next layer into. I also want you to notice the bottom of these flowers here and how they all have the same little wavy shape. This is what we're going to use as our guide to line up from one layer to the next. All right, let me go ahead and show you. So I'm going to take the smallest one. Let me flip it over. Maybe. There we go. And we're going to take the second largest one, and we're going to slide it right in. And if you want to do some extra sponging beforehand, you can totally grab a sponge or a sponge dauber and go ahead and do that on your tips. I did not do any sponging for this one, but I did do it along this one here, just for some added detail. All right, so you just wiggle it through, and then you're going to flip it over, and we're going to push it all the way so that they both meet and match where that groove is. I'll just keep on pressing, and there it goes, and we'll make it match just like so, or it lines up. Flip it over, look at it, say, oh, that looks good. And you're going to go ahead and take your liquid glue, is what I like to use. You can use a glue dot if you want as well. And I like to go after each layer. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of glue, a dot, and squeeze those two close. I like the liquid glue because if it shifts, then I can always move it back. Okay, these 2 pieces are ready. Then we're going to go ahead and slide these 2 into the third smallest or the second largest. Again, we'll start to push it through that little cut here, flip it over, and we're going to line it up to where we have that matching outline there. I want to call it the wave. That looks good. Then you're going to just kind of open it just a little bit again, separate the two. Now that we have it lined up, take your liquid glue, do your little dot, and press down. Perfect. Okay, already looking really pretty. And if you didn't want it to be a huge flower, you could even stop at that spot right there. We're going to keep on going. We're going to add this very last piece. And we're going to just slide all three of them into this bottom part here. Again, we're going to flip it over and we're going to line it up. So I'm going to pull this through where that groove is there. Perfect. I'll look at it from that side. Looks great. We'll separate that piece from that piece. Again, just do a little dot of glue and pinch together. This one I put a little bit too much. I have a little excess coming off, but that's okay. And there we have this beautiful peony. Oh, so gorgeous. Right before this video, I went ahead and I wanted to show you what it looked like if you had different colors of cardstock. And that's how beautiful that one looks with using 4 different colors, 2 pinks, 2 different yellows. And all we're missing is the center piece. So that's another little spot I die cut, which is this cute little, kind of like a center, there's a word for it. I don't even know what it's called. The pistil of a flower with that center spot. For this one, you could do it now or later, or in the beginning. I like to do it after it's all the way done. And you can either add the glue to the back here, or right now, or wait. I like to wait because I want to be able to wiggle it. I'm just putting it right through that very small one. And you'll see there's this little groove right there. You could put it in here. I like to have it to go behind those two just a little bit, like that. Then I'm going to just lift it, separate it again from that layer from the center, put a little bit of glue, and push it down. Love it. Super, super pretty. All right. So that's it for the actual flower. For the leaves, there's also options for that. I'm going to grab my silicone mat for this one, though. Let me show you how to do these ones. Oh, and I might be missing one of my spots for this. I'm not seeing it, so we'll just have to pretend, or maybe use just 2 leaves. So I've used the soft sea foam, and I've used the pear piaz, and it has these cool outlines you can use. For this one, I did the opposite color. So I used the darker for the bottom and the lighter for the top. We're going to do it opposite for this one. And we're just going to line it up to make sure we're matching it to the right one. Nope, this one goes to this guy here. No, where does this one go? I feel like, oh, maybe he is this one. He is this one. There we go. So we'll flip it over. That's why I always like to line it up before I actually add the adhesive. And just do a tiny little bit of glue on both sides of this extra top layer and glue it down to our leaf. Do the same for this one. Let's make sure this is the right size. Yes, that looks good. A little bit of glue in the center, a little dot here. We'll flip it over. And we're going to put it to the bottom, to the top. This guy will leave plain because he doesn't have his little matching buddy. He got lost in the mix of it all. Okay. For this part now, I like to actually use glue dots. I'm going to attach a leaf to each one on the back side. For glue dots, you want to put it on the front of the leaf because we're going to attach it to the back of the flower. So I'm going to go just like to the bottom here. Play with it a little bit, see where you want it to lay for that one side. And then we'll do the same thing again. We're going to attach it to the bottom of the front of our leaf. And we'll attach it like there. So I could leave it with just that 2 and it'd be fine, or I could add this 3rd one. Let me go ahead and sneak him in real quick. And we'll put him over here with this guy. Super cute. So there's our extra little leaves we've added. to our flower. And now we're ready to show you the actual card. Now that we're done with the flower. All right, let me get out our card base. And of course, I have all the measurements over on my blog. This is a Blushing Bride, measured at 5.5 by 8.5, scored in 2 spots, the 2 and the 6. And we're going to go ahead and attach our DSP. So I'm using this beautiful paper here that has like that wood grain on it, and the flip side's that dark green. And you're gonna just match up your DSP to the sizes where the score lines are. We'll go ahead and use some liquid glue, and we'll flip it. When you're cutting your DSP, just be mindful that you want it to match the ways that it goes, the lines. So just be mindful of your measurements when you're cutting. And if you wanted to, you could even use a different top to a different bottom. I just like how this all white looked on this one. Okay, we'll go ahead and use our bone folder and crease that fold. And we'll do the same thing for this one. And the smaller part, you'll notice that one's a larger, one's smaller. We're gonna have this be our top and this will be our bottom. We're gonna add some tear tape to the inside of this. And that's what's gonna create our fun little pocket. So I have some tear tape here. We're just gonna cut off a little bit with our hands and put it on the very edge of the bottom of this part and also on the very edge on this side. It doesn't have to go all the way down. It'll be fine with just mostly that top. We're not putting anything that will fit through that little hole. Okay, then go ahead and close it like that. Now what we're going to do is stamp on our basic white. This basic white is a removable part, so we'll put this in after we're done stamping and we'll be able to take it back out. It's pretty awesome that way. Let me grab our stamped images we want. I have us using my thoughts are with you, and look, I didn't even put my stickers on the backing, so you know what they say, so I apologize for that. I am using my basic gray for the same because I feel like it matched really well with my DSP. And if you wanted to, you can stamp this in the inside so that way you know where it's going to line up. I'm just going to keep mine pretty high on this basic white. Stamp it right there, perfect. Then I have these 2 extra ones, and this one here I went ahead and used a smoky slate, and it was very, very light. So instead, what I'm going to try for this one, I'm going to go ahead and ink it up in my basic gray, and I'm going to stamp it off once, and then I'm going to go ahead and add it to this corner here. There we go. That looks a little bit darker so we can see it better. We'll do the same thing for our flower. We inked it up in our basic gray. I'm going to stamp it off onto my Post-it note, and then we'll go ahead and put it in this corner there. Super pretty. Love that. Let me put my ink away, and then we can slide that saying in there. The fun thing about not gluing this in is that it allows us to write here and take it out and even write it on the back, which I think is a really, really fun feature. All right, let's see, moment of truth, if it fits in our pocket. Oh, we did it. And if it's a little bit snug, you can use your bone folder to help you with your pocket making, but it looks pretty good. All right, we just need to add our flower, our peony, and to attach it with our dimensionals and to embellish just a little bit. So for this one, I'm going to add dimensionals just to the top of our flower here on the back, because we don't want to close this completely, and we want this flower to overlap the top and bottom of our card base just a little bit. So I put 2 on there. I'm going to flip it, get it mostly centered, and put it just like that. So, so pretty. Oh my goodness. This would be a great wedding card. This would be even a fun like graduation card if you wanted, a baby shower card. There's so many things you can make with these beautiful, beautiful dies. And I'm telling you, they're not as scary as you think. All right, these are my classic matte dots. These are amazing. They have the 3 different colors and they're just like very neutral like. So I love these. We're going to put the larger one right there and another small one above it a little bit. And then we'll do one more large one here on this part of our DSP. If you wanted to add just a little bit extra more, let me grab you one more tip. Grab your Wink of Stella. Take off the lid. Maybe, there we go. I didn't want to twist it off all the way. And you can squeeze out just a little bit of the wink onto the brush. just by pushing it. Then grab your bone folder and we're gonna just sprinkle it with some glitter. Just do a light tap and we'll make some fun splatter. Take a look at it, see if it has anything, just a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more by just squeezing it. And then we'll do some flicking here. There we go. Looks like glittered rain. Oh, that's so pretty. That will dry and it will stay on there and just be gorgeous. All right, you guys, I hope you had a fun time learning how to make this prize peony fun fold today. I hope you guys add this to your wish list before it's gone on May 2nd. It's the last day you can order this from my online store. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.